With Thanksgiving coming up in the next week, many people will be contemplating what they are thankful for and the blessings in their life. The tradition of going around the table saying what you're thankful for at Thanksgiving is kind of sappy, I can admit. My family does it. Most of the time things said are spur of the moment without much thought involved. But one of my favorite things to see is when someone out of left field, it seems, says something that will shut everyone up. This year I won't be able to make it home for Thanksgiving and experience any of those awkward, sappy, or inspiring moments. So I decided to write a speech on what I would want to say to my family and some of my close friends had I been able to be home. My name is Tom Schaefer and this is my special occasion speech. This year I'm thankful for number one. I'm extremely blessed and thankful for my family and the care and support they showed me in my time of need. Recently having a birthday and getting ready to graduate in a few weeks have had me doing a lot of reflection of the past year. Any one of you who's close to me understands I've had a load on my shoulders in 2013. It started with a broken wrist and progressed from an emergency room visit and bill to an orthopedic doctor visit and a bill to surgery and a hefty hospital bill. But during those moments and weeks after the accident, my family helped me to heal. I had a brother-in-law that lifted an ATV off my arm while I was pinned in the dirt. I had a dad who drove me to the hospital and hung out with me for the few weeks afterwards as I recovered at home. I had big brothers who sat in the emergency room and shared some of the stories behind some of their scars with me. And I had a mother who cooked endless amounts of food and helped me to do basic things like tie my shoes and button my pants. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful and humbled by the Holtz family's hospitality and generosity. While I was recovering, I found out that the house I was paying rent at in Lubbock had been sold. I had nowhere to go. But some close family friends found out and opened up their apartment for me and allowed me to live there for several months without paying rent. They wouldn't let me pay. I'm humbled and grateful for the Holt family. Number three, I'm thankful for a little girl and that moment in her therapy that I was a part of. Due to my wrist at the time, I couldn't work, so I started getting volunteer hours for my graduate school program. Opportunities for occupational therapy settings opened up for me. Pediatric Therapy Institute was where I began volunteering. One of my first days there, I met an incredible 4-year-old girl with cerebral palsy. I was helping a therapist with her while she did exercises. I was holding a puzzle out for her while she would squat down and pick each puzzle piece up at a time, stand back up, and make it complete. Halfway through this therapy session, the little girl's leg began to buckle, and she began to cry. Her little body was obviously tired and having trouble. The therapist asked her if she thought she could go on with therapy and do a few more pieces of the puzzle. Between wiping her eyes and sniffling snot the way a 4-year-old does, she said yes and soldiered on. That moment blew me away. I'd been at a pity party for weeks because of a simple wrist fracture. And here was this little girl working through something she would deal with day in and day out, throughout the rest of her life. She was ready to face it head on, despite her weakness and despite her pain. To see her continue with therapy that day and for the next few months ignited a passion for what would become my career. I'm grateful for that little girl's inspiration. Number 4, I'm thankful for the job working at the Therapeutic Riding Center. I was able to observe and help with children at the hippotherapy clinic too. And after a few weeks, I was offered a summer position there. That job offer came at just the right moment. I was getting ready to start summer school, and I couldn't afford tuition. I spent the summer mornings at school, and the afternoons and evenings going to the Therapy Riding Center, doing anything from filling water troughs, to mowing and weed eating, to driving tractors and picking up horse shit, to feeding horses, grooming, riding, and walking them, to building and reinforcing fences and helping the riders with the lessons. I really enjoyed being able to help out with the kids who had Down syndrome, autism, and cerebral palsy. These kids will give you perspective on life that few people can. They can appreciate the smallest things you can do and have the distinct ability to make you laugh and cry. Being outside, working with my hands, handling horses, and being around those kids was therapy in itself for me. I'm thankful for the Therapy Riding Center. Number 5, I'm thankful for the opportunity at Trust Point Hospital, its patients, and the amazing staff there. In July, I was offered a position at Trust Point Hospital working as a rehab technician. This was a dream come true and a shot that I didn't think I was going to get. For months before that, I'd been applying and I hadn't heard back from any of the hospitals or any of the clinics. And after being hired there, my new boss said that I had 2 people reference me by name from the Pediatric Therapy Institute. I owe a lot of thanks to the therapists there, and especially those 2. Over the last 5 minutes work, or after the last 5 months working at Trust Point, I've met hundreds of patients recovering from strokes, heart attacks, knee and hip replacements, burns, traumatic brain injuries, and spinal cord injuries. This job makes you take a lot less for granted. It's helped me to enjoy each moment I have with people, no matter if they are friends, family, or strangers. I'm eternally grateful for the impact each of these patients has had on my life and the influence they have on my future. I'm thankful for Trust Point Hospital. Finally, number 6, I'm extremely thankful for my friends. Over my college career, I've been able to make countless friends out of strangers, patients, coworkers, and families. Thank you to all that I can call a friend. Those people that will offer a kind word, good advice, support, a good book, a warm meal in their company, a beer, or just laughs when you need it. I admire you all the most. My friends keep me going, and that allows me to help others. I cannot begin to express my gratitude for each and every friend I know. I hope all of you take the time to acknowledge the great people and moments in your lives and appreciate what you do have. Happy Thanksgiving.